think that if you read in the local newspapers and the USA Today, and etc., you find that when the order first went out to start Desert Storm and people were going to Saudi Arabia, I think that there were some indications that some of the young female recruits went so far as to become pregnant. And I'm not sure about how widespread that was, but it was at least given to us as an impression that this was quite widespread. And what I'm simply trying to do is to look at that as an issue. Now, what about in the Air Force, Major Dolton? Do you find the same thing, or what are some of the differences?
Well, I think it's been, you know, it's kind of scary when you have to go off to war. And a lot of people some people try to get out of it, both men and women. And women, if they do get pregnant, they have the option to get out of the service, and that's a way to get out, so I can see people doing that. I agree with Sergeant Burton that whenever you sign up, this is an all-volunteer force, whenever you sign up and are put on mobility, you realize you have to make arrangements for your children, who's going to be a guardian, power of attorney, that sort of thing. And if it's something that you are really uncomfortable with and do not like, then it's your option to get out, you know, when either your enlistment time is up or put in your paperwork and get out in 6 months. You know, that is your option. A lot of people don't think things are going to happen, and that's why they kind of stay in and figure they're just going to play things by ear. And this was something that nobody really wanted to happen, and I don't think a lot of people realized it was going to happen. So, but as far as the Air Force's feeling about the women in there, I'm not really sure exactly how they feel, because I'm right here in Nashville. I'm not on a base, and I do have some friends that are over there, but they are not single parents. They're single, so I don't really know the consensus.
But it would be the view of the two of you that women are being treated in the United States volunteer military now as equals, and that there's not that much sex discrimination in the service, that there's no discrimination against them in terms of their ability, and that to break up the families, as has been suggested, and because this has been one of the issues, to break up families by sending the husband and leaving the children behind simply adds to other, quote, war orphans and etc. All of those things you think are simply minority points of views, or very minor points of views?
Well, I think the Air Force and the Army, all the services have a mission to accomplish, and they have to accomplish that mission, and they have to make orders and send folks that are qualified in certain positions to do their job, what they have been trained for. It's unfortunate if families have to be split up, the mother and father go out there, and I think the people that make these assignments and do the orders, they realize this, but they have no other choice, really, and it's just an unfortunate situation. I just don't think that it's done on purpose or anything like that. It's an unfortunate thing, but the same, like I said before, it's a voluntary force, and people have been trained. They're in certain positions, whether it's combat or non-combat, but they take that risk of being separated from their families.
Well, the only thing I can say is that it certainly is a different point of view than generally comes from reading the newspapers and other information. And of course, recognizing that it's a point of view that's coming from recruiters, we do understand that it's sincere, nevertheless, simply by the way you're expressing it as a point of view. During these last couple of minutes, why not let us look at some of the things that you see, the two of you see, as some of the future possibilities in terms of what women might be able to accomplish in the military. Do you see any real problems, Sergeant Burton, in terms of women in the military during this period after the war is over and perhaps there is a winding down? Do you think that more women ought to be encouraged to become involved, or what?
I think so. I don't think after the war that the females in the Army would change their mind and want to get out. They're doing the same job. They say, we survived this, why not go for the rest of it? How many years we have left, go ahead and retire. Because military for the women is great. Like with me, I've been in 12 years, and I had no problems whatsoever with the military. I got rank as well as the men did. Sometimes it was, like I said, depends all upon how you do your job, whether you get it or not. And I think they would do the same thing once they get back. It would be the exact same way. Once everything is wind down and it get back to normal, it'll be the exact same way as it is before they left.
Very good. Major?
I agree with that. The military, for me, has been super. I would do it all over again and do the exact same things, maybe try a different assignment here or there, but it's been superb for me, and I think it would be great for any female considering it. And after this is all over, you know, it's something that to think about, and it's something for a lot of people to think about, that yes, this is a possibility, and that should be in their consideration for joining, you know, one of the services. Is I am a female, I am probably going to have kids someday if I choose, not everybody chooses that, or get married or not be married or be a single parent, you know, those are their choices. And that's something to really consider, because something like this, being separated from their children or husbands, is a definite possibility, and they're just going to have to think about that.
Very good. During this last few minutes, let us raise this question. Quite recently, Representative Montgomery from the state of Mississippi, who's the chairman of the Veterans Affairs Committee in the House of Representatives, said in essence that he was preparing what he called an appreciation package for those folks who are now serving in Desert Storm, to allow them perhaps when they come back to have better educational benefits, small business loans, and et cetera. Do the two of you see that as encouraging, or how do you see that, or do you think that that's something that ought to be done? First of all, Sergeant Burton, and then you, Major Dolton.
Yes, I think they should do that, because they came back from Vietnam. They were treated like the soldiers, they were outcasts. Combat time, show the appreciation you have for the soldiers. Show how much you support them. Show them something. Give it to them. I mean, they think they deserve it. They came back, they fought for the country, and they served well. When they come back, they decide to get out, give them something to start with. Don't let them start from scratch. I think they all deserve to show some kind of appreciation when they get back. Very good.
Major?
I agree with that. I think these people put their lives on the line. It's part of their job and duty, but they're over there, and they're risking their lives, and they're helping other people, and I think they deserve something.
Well, I think over the last couple of minutes, I think that I can simply summarize by saying that we've certainly enjoyed having the two of you here today, and it has given us an opportunity to see this conflict from a different perspective. I think that most of the articles that we've read in the newspaper about women in the military have been written by men for the most part, and people have complained about prisoners of war and all of the problems that sex could create in a military situation. But it seems to me that as far as the recruitment aspect of it is concerned, that the military is geared to meet all of those problems and all of those challenges. And I think that in terms of the two of you being representatives for recruiting, I do hope you understand that when we say that the two of you are gung-ho, that we're saying it from a very, very positive point of view, believing that certainly you're meeting whatever quotas, whatever mandate that you have to meet in terms of bringing the people in. We might have another minute or two. Do you have a final word, a final statement that you'd like to make, Sergeant Burton, about women in the military, about your own personal experiences of what?
Well, I have women in the military. Hey, I've enjoyed it. I loved it. I would do it again. They ask me today, I'd go back again. I have no regrets for coming in the military.
Very good. And Major?
Yeah, same with me. It really hasn't been the people think, oh, military, it's so structured and everything like that. You get to live your life and be happy, and I really have enjoyed it myself. And there's just as much opportunity for a female to advance in the military as there is a man.
Very good. And let me thank the two of you for coming by and giving us that information today. And let me encourage you to tune in again next week for another informative edition of Comments. Mr. Michael Grant, the president of the National Nashville chapter of the NAACP, will be our guest next week. Good morning.